about this movie at first when I started it yesterday, where I was like, oh no, I might have to veto this one.
Do you mean the first incomprehensible 20 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you watched the same movie I did. Good.
I did. I absolutely did, because I remember thinking, like, who are these people? I looked at the movie and it was at the 20-minute mark, and I was like, I know nothing about what has just been presented to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was really confused.
Yes, and I had to like recheck the premise and be like, okay, assuming that does happen, then I at least need to wait for that to happen.
Yeah, before it did. It did pull it together. I mean, I think this movie was fucking psychotic. There were so many times I was like, dude, fuck this movie. I hate this movie. But like, it did pull it together. I will say it stuck an impossible landing.
It did. Could have trimmed down the front side a bit, but
I think there's a lot of things we could have trimmed down in this movie. This movie could have been an email, frankly.
A good chainmail.
Yeah, it could have been a Christian chainmail that your pastor sends you.
Could still send it, I guess. I don't think that many people saw this.
Yeah, everyone listening out there, when we post the Instagram caption with the summary, just copy paste that, forward it to your whole youth group. Say, if you don't pass this on to 10 more people, your heart will stop. Consequences.
You will die, and your heart will go to a bad man.
Your heart will go to a criminal.
Who will be forgiven because we love the bad man.
We love the bad man here on Boys Bible Study. This film could have been called Loving the Bad Man 2, but it wasn't. It had an even less intelligible title.
This almost would have been more appropriately called Loving the Bad Man than Loving the Bad Man was.
In a way.
Or actually, this one should have been called In Love with the Bad Man.
In Love with the Bad Man, the sequel to Loving the Bad Man. It's the present state of being smitten for the bad man.
I like the idea that just culturally people are into doing movies about the bad man. There's not like an actual canon. It's just in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, well, it's like what's like, Purple Noon, Ripley. Like the talented Mr. Ripley. What's that character?
Oh, yeah. Matt Damon.
I'm gonna look it up because we have to say it. But they're all about like a certain character. They had a Criterion collection about this. That's the only reason I know this.
Wait, there's more than one Mr. Ripley movie?
Well, yeah. There's many adaptations of the Tom Ripley character.
Oh, okay.
The Talented Mr. Ripley series is the most important, but the 1960 film Purple Noon, starring the late Alain Delon, is also based on Tom Ripley. So Criterion did like a Ripley collection movies.
Gotcha. Did they call it Ripley's Believe It or Not?
They did not do that because the curatorial voices at Criterion Collection they're just not on the same tip we are. But I want to do on, Boys Bible Study Collection, we should do a The Bad Man series. All films about the bad man, whoever that may be.
Yes.
Maybe we've discovered a new trope. Maybe loving the bad man is like a new trope that we've discovered as a show.
It's like the counterpoint to the Bob Revere character, who's like the most wholesome type of patriarch. But then what happens to the fallen patriarch?
He could, depending on his story, he could definitely slip into bad man territory.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. No, I think, it's been a while since we've like identified a new trope on this show. I feel like our first year as a show, that was really what we were looking for.
True.
And, we were encountering so much material that I think, we saw a lot of them, and now we got kind of used to it. But I feel like Loving the Bad Man is it's the name of a movie, but it's also the name of a type of Christian movie.
Yes.
And this was one of them.
Yes. Man, I bet if we go back and like look through it, there we will find a number of them where we're like, oh yeah, that is a bad man. That is a bad man.
And you gotta love him.
Yes.
And you've simply got to love him. Well, shall we intro the show?
Fine.
Yes, let's do it. Welcome back to Boys Bible Study. This is a special episode as usual. And we have a really special movie. This is another film we're watching by a newly beloved to us director and writer combo. It's called Echo Rhyme, which I'm going to have to ask Scott to explain to me why it was called this in just a couple minutes. But before we start, I do want to apologize. Julian cannot make it today. I know he's many of your favorite parts of the show, so you're probably disappointed. But let's just say he hasn't been himself lately. I don't know why.
He hasn't been himself, and it's Thanksgiving.
And it's Thanksgiving. I wonder if it was the heart transplant he received.
Oh.
That's made him act differently.
That explains why he went to a completely randomly seeming to us part of the country for Thanksgiving and said, I'll explain later.
Yeah, that was a bit odd.
Because usually he goes home to Indiana for Thanksgiving. Right.
So I got to admit, I also found that odd. It's also strange. He's talking about films differently now. He doesn't seem interested in Christian films. He keeps saying things like, one battle after another was pure Kino. And I'm like, hold on, what kind of film podcaster are you? Just something's different. That's all.
Yeah, that didn't seem right now that you say it, now that you point that out.
Yeah, I mean, we all just kind of agreed with him at the time, but yeah, it doesn't seem right. So, maybe because of this, I think it would be interesting to investigate this movie Echo Rhyme, where abrupt changes in personality and lifestyle are brought on, in this case, through an organ transplant, through heart surgery. Could a heart surgery turn you, the bad man, into a Christian? Maybe it's possible.
Before this movie, I never would have even speculated on that.
I read something on Twitter, so of course take this with a grain of salt. And of course I didn't look up the thing it was referencing. I just took it to be pure truth. But there was some story in the 20th century of a man who died by suicide, a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and he donated his heart, in death. His loved ones donated his heart. The story is that the recipient of his heart transplant, his personality changed. He ended up meeting the wife of the deceased man to connect with her. They ended up remarrying each other. And then he, the recipient of the transplant, killed himself in the exact same way.
What?
It sounds like an urban legend. Perhaps it is. Let me see if I can quickly verify this.
Then did that heart get transplanted again?
And it's still out there to this day, killing.
It extends your life, gives you new love, and then...
and then kills you at the end. So I did find an article on cbsnews.com. Unfortunately, because I'm using an ad blocker, it's not really letting me look at it. But I don't know how to turn it off. From 2008.
How do you know what to buy?
I know. They really are not thinking this through. Man with suicide victim's heart takes own life. A man who received a heart transplant 12 years ago and later married the donor's widow died the same way the donor did, authorities said, of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, this is real. This is not even an urban legend. This is on CBS
shit.
And NBC.
What year is this again?
The year was 2008 when the story was reported.
Okay.
The first line of the article says, a man who received a heart transplant 12 years ago and later married the donor's widow died the same way the donor did, authorities said, blah, blah, blah. 69-year-old Sonny Graham found in his backyard with a single shotgun wound to the throat. No Kirk. Oh my God. Maybe Charlie Kirk got the heart.
Did he have a heart transplant?
I don't think so, but maybe there's something they're not telling us here.
Interesting.
Because it's actually funny because didn't what's his name? The other conservative guy like have to get a heart transplant because he's always in terrible health? You know who I mean?
The other conservative guy.
Yeah, the other he's like a young guy.
Ben Shapiro?
No,
his heart beats too fast. Oh, Crowder?
Steven Crowder. I don't know if he had to get let me look this up because I'm like Googling Steven Crowder heart. Yeah, he did have heart surgery.
Wow.
In 2001. No, wait, it wasn't heart surgery. He had chest surgery to correct his pectus evactum, which is like that condition. It's like that condition where you're it's like normal, but like your breastbone is like sunken into your chest, so it kind of looks like you have a divot in your chest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought that he had like I thought he had the echo rhyme surgery, and he turned into someone different. But no, he had pectus evactum surgery, according to Google AI. I can't verify anything anymore. I don't know. We don't know the truth. We don't know the truth. I'm clinging on to half-formed thoughts verified quickly through less than ideal sources, but I'm pretty sure that Steven Crowder had the echo rhyme surgery, and that's why he's been acting different since 2021.
Wow.
And maybe he turned into Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk got shot in the throat, and it was the same heart from the other guy. I'm just saying. Passing it down the line.
Could be. The curse. The cursed heart.
The cursed heart. It's still out there killing. Very sad. So I wouldn't be 100% surprised if the creators of Echo Rhyme had read this news story.
Yeah. Right? They must have.
It's from the late 2000s.
Where did it happen?
It happened. Well, it was reported nationally. Like I see this in NBC and CBS, but it happened in Vidalia, Georgia.
Okay,
happened in Georgia.
I think they're Texas based.
But I mean, this film Echo Rhyme was made in 2016. This story was reported in 2008 nationally.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it planted the germ of an idea.
They could have been working up to it. This was the Johnson family's third movie of 3 movies, as far as I can tell. We of course previously watched TO TANGLE this year. One of the better ones we've seen this year, and we've seen a lot of good ones. It's been another good year for movies, I gotta say.
Absolutely. But this one, I do think, it was built up in some ways from TO TANGLE. It was built up in some ways from TO TANGLE, but in some ways I feel like TO TANGLE was like they really hit a sweet spot with like the medium and the message combined.
Yeah.
And this movie, in my opinion, suffered from a case of DIY auteurs getting better at their craft and therefore biting off more than they can chew conceptually and making something extremely tedious. I could point to many examples of that happening. I think as far as movies we watched this year, most recently, Joshua Tempel's remake of Leap is in the same category.
Yeah.
I like this one more than Leap, but less than TO TANGLE, which I will probably always hold as like the Johnsons' top work.
Well, we still have one more, so
we do.
We'll see, but yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, their other film we haven't yet watched is called Time Collectors.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, this one. Sam, a wealthy independent paleontologist, makes a fossil discovery that challenges mainstream evolutionary thinking. That's going to be a trip. I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, we should do that one soon. It's always fun when we can say that, like, we crossed off everything for a director that we care about. So we can be completists for the Johnsons.
But on that note, though, I enjoyed TO TANGLE enough where I was like, even though I can see this on Tubi, I'm going to see if I can track down the DVD. And I was delighted to see that there was still a website up for the movie and that I could buy the DVD from there. I would always rather buy the movie directly from the filmmaker if I can. So it was like a deal to buy TO TANGLE and Time Collectors together. So I was like, oh, even better. So I did that. I ordered that. Got my PayPal follow-up email, as one does when you order something with PayPal, but did not hear anything from the seller. So it's like, oh, that's weird. I'll keep an eye on that. And after like a month, I hadn't heard anything. So I followed up to be like, what happened with this? And then I heard nothing then. And so I waited maybe another couple of weeks or something, and then followed up on PayPal just to like go to cancel it. And that must have notified him somehow. Because then he called me on the phone, and fortunately it was just slow at work. So I just answered my phone at work.
You answered an unlisted number?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, like, it wasn't unlisted. It was, the number showed up. It was.
Oh.
So, but I didn't know who it was, of course. And then it turned out it was Jeff Johnson, and he was like asking me like what happened. Basically, he wanted to resolve the issue, and I was like, oh, I just want to see the movie. Really, I want to be able to share it with people and like the capacity that's like easier to share. Right. And he was like, oh, I haven't had DVDs for that for a long time. He wasn't even aware that the site was still up.
Oh, I remember.
Like that.
Yeah.
And said he hadn't had DVDs for a while. And so he gave me a refund. Very nice. Well, doing the right thing, I should say. Maybe not very nice.
Yeah, sure.
Wasting my time. But he said, he was like, oh, I'm glad you saw it though. Did you see Echo Rhyme? And I was like, no. And he was like, you got to see that one. That's the best one. He was talking that up. He was pretty proud of what he and his son did with Echo Rhyme.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I know you said this. You spoke to Caleb or Jeff?
I talked to Jeff.
To Jeff. So he's the senior.
Yes.
Right. And Caleb is his son. Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind myself of that before I mix them up for the rest of the episode. Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, I guess he just gave you back the money that you were rightfully owed, that you just sent to him, and he had no product to give you. However, as we learned in Echo Rhyme, you can make up for mistakes. You can be forgiven. You just have to, show attention and do the right thing.
Yes, which he did by telling me to watch Echo Rhyme.
He sure did. Yeah, he made up for his mistake and then some. And I just want to say, Jeff Johnson, you are officially forgiven.
I forgive you.
I forgive you. I forgive you. So the way they seem to split up duties on the film is that Jeff is the writer and Caleb is the director. That's how they're credited on Echo Rhyme. That's how they're credited on Time Collectors, which we haven't watched. I'm assuming it's the same on TO TANGLE. Yes, it is. So that's their working method. I don't know if they actually split the duties and, that's just how they put themselves on the credits. But, I'm sure there's something there. I feel like these tangled ideas come from Jeff. And Caleb is like, Dad, you're channeling something. Like, I want to make that into a film.
Or he's like, Dad, what are you talking about? And he's like, you figure it out. You're the director. This is what it's like. It's for your own good, son.
Yep. Yeah, you will learn in the ways of the world by making my idea a reality. Maybe, just maybe, that's the working relationship they have. We don't know, of course. We can only speculate. It's always nice to see, parent and child. I mean, they're both adults, but you know what I mean. the relationships flourishing in Christian cinema. I mean, hey, how many of us out there would willingly work on 3 or more feature films with our parents, even if we love them, even if we talk to them regularly, spend time. Love that. You would?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to make movies with any of my family members.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Well, I would love to see it. I would support that. I mean, I would embark on a creative project with my mom, probably not a film. There might be something else more in our, our strong suit, but still, I think it shows, there's obviously quite a lot of trust and communication between the two men. I'm reminded of the father-daughter auteurs, David and Vanessa Frank, who made one of our all-time favorite films we've watched here called Let the Lion Roar. That was another, senior writer, junior director pairing.
Yeah, totally.
Because David Frank, I believe that was his name, David Frank. He was the ideas man. He was monologuing about how we need to do everything for Israel always and forever. And Vanessa was like, yes, Dad, let's make it happen. Let's get Kevin Sorbo in here. Let's put the beard on him.
Stephen Baldwin.
They got everybody. I mean, they really knew how to do it. Maybe the Johnsons would do well with some of that. They seem to be at the professional level where they can maybe get that D-list star power in their films as well. But I will say they have a star right at home already in their seemingly recurring muse, Clay Doss.
Clay Doss. Who did he play?
Clay Doss was the lead. He's the he was in 2 to Tangle. He plays the twins in 2 to Tangle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't connect that for some reason.
Well, here's the thing. He bulked up in this movie.
That's what it is.
He always seemed, I would imagine he's a pretty fit guy. But in 2 to Tangle, he's skinnier. But he has that face and voice. I was, for the first 20 minutes of the movie, granted, I really didn't know what was happening at all, but I was like, that guy looks kind of familiar. And then somewhere around the half-hour mark, I was like, oh, it's the guy from 2 to Tangle. He must be their muse. Because, I mean, in this movie, he had his shirt off. He was doing jujitsu or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Every so often, and listen, even as a straight man, you can appreciate a man's beauty. Every so often, you just have a hunk in your town.
Sure.
And you're like, let's make a movie. I remember, I already brought up Chris Temple. I can't remember his star's name, but the first 2 Leap movies have that handsome parkour guy in them. And it's like, well, yeah, if you want to make movies and there's this hunk in your town who does parkour, put him in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No brainer.
No brainer. My advice to any up and coming filmmakers out there is look in your backyard, look around the neighborhood. If you see a hot guy, maybe in the trees on the outskirts of town, in an open field, on a beach after hours. If you see a hot guy, approach him. Tap on his foot a little bit. And if he shows interest, cast him in your movie.
That's smart. That's filmmaking 101.
That's filmmaking 101 right there. I also couldn't help but notice, looking at the IMDb, that Katie in this film, who I'm imagining is the female lead, I don't actually remember her name, but I think it's Katie.
Yeah.
That was played by Mariah Doss.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And she was not in 2 to Tangle. At least I don't remember her in that movie. Yeah, her only screen role on IMDb is Echo Rhyme. So maybe in between 2013 and 16, Clay and Mariah got married. And they had to do the Christian movie thing of being married in real life in order to look at each other in a movie.
She was pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah, she did a great job, honestly. She had to do some very emotional things.
Yeah.
How
do you get yourself in the mindset?
Yeah, I know. I I really don't know. I was just confirming that she was not in TO TANGLE. No, she absolutely was not. There was no one named Mariah on that film. There was a leading lady named Peyton Patrone.
Right.
Was the star of TO TANGLE.
Peyton Patrone.
But we left her in the dust. Mariah Doss is the hot new leading lady now. And she's Clay's wife. I imagine.
She doesn't care who you are as long as you have the right heart.
Mm-hmm.
She's not attracted to the man as much as the heart, it turns out.
She's an organ chaser. Yeah. Like, she's literally like, she like chloroforms you on the first date. She's an organist. No, she knocks you out. She anesthesiizes you on the first date. You wake up in the bathtub, full of ice. And there's a note left on you that says, let me know when you're ready for a second date. You're a keeper. And you say, that was weird. But then you call her again and you fall in love.
You have to think she has like a heart in a lab that she's whispering to. Like, I'm going to find you such a good body, baby. Don't worry. I'll find you the best body. She can
I think
Frankenstein it into somebody.
I think that's extremely possible. And I also think like this movie gives Christians, a wholesome dating and courtship model, because like the world is just so worldly these days. So it's nice to see people saying, hey, don't be promiscuous, don't love somebody for their money or their looks. Find a cadaver that you like and just kind of rearrange everything into your ideal guy. And love could be yours.
That's right. It's almost a Frankenstein movie.
It really is. I mean, maybe it's just a coincidence, or maybe it's something more than that, that it's like all these Frankenstein movies are coming out right now. And we're just still stuck on Echo Rhyme, the best Frankenstein adaptation of the 2010s.
I just rewatched Young Frankenstein the other night.
Oh, I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Still pretty funny.
Hold up? I bet.
Pretty funny.
That movie's funny.
Yeah.
That movie was influential to me when I saw it in middle school.
The walk this way bit.
Very cool.
Very funny.
Very funny. Random off topic, but just speaking of nostalgic comedies we rewatched, I watched Austin Powers with Tom and Ricky last night.
Remember that Austin Powers bar that was in Glendale for a little while?
The Electric Pussycat.
Yeah.
I was reminded of that while watching the movie. I remember seeing The Beach Bum with you and like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And afterward, we all just like wandered into the Electric Pussycat and just like looked around for 35 seconds and then left. Uh-huh. I just remember like multiple of us like had our backpacks because we had just come from work and shit. It was just a very funny occasion, just walking around the Electric Pussycat with a full backpack. And there's like, that was a very weird scene.
Yeah.
I think it's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, it closed within like a year after that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I remember they were doing like some promoter was throwing like cool parties there for a little bit. Like I think like Dylan Brady and Dorian Electra played there like once, like right before it closed. I did not go.
Fascinating.
But, I mean, that would have been a great spot for things of that nature.
They did an Austin Powers themed set.
But that would be fi. That would have been fi. But yeah, it is no more. Just like all things good.
Wait, so what did you think of Austin Powers watching it last night, though?
Oh, I mean, I thought it was wonderful. I really liked it. I mean, there were some things that just like by repetition, they weren't really funny to me anymore. But like, I just feel like Mike Myers was so lost in character and like such a visionary. Like he created something truly delightful that everyone could like. And I mean, what can I say? I feel like, Mike Myers has done some amazing things, but then there's some things like more in the present. I mostly think of his weird like Gong Show character,
mm-hmm.
where it's like, okay, I get that you nailed Austin Powers, but like you can't just put on weird prosthetics. Like that's just not inherently funny.
I agree.
But
was not any funnier in person, I can tell you.
I remember that story. I remember you guys going to that taping. But I mean, Austin Powers was really delightful all the way through. I was like, I was like, I don't care what we watch. It just has to be like exactly 90 minutes. And Austin Powers was like the 5th movie we browsed over, and it was exactly 90 minutes. And I was like, let's do it.
Nice.
So that's what we did. But on to more serious pursuits.
Right.
Let's try to untangle the very tangled plot of Echo Rhyme. We're talking about layers and layers of mistaken identity, family connections, a story about heart transplants, counterfeit bills. Everything you can think of is in this movie.
On that note of everything being in this movie, within the first 30 seconds, there was a car accident.
Oh
and I said, okay, this was the right pick.
Yup.
Then over the next 20 minutes, it was pretty confusing and boring at the same time. And I was starting to only half pay attention. And I was like, I don't feel like I'm actually missing anything.
Yep.
Then at 20:30, so exactly 20 minutes after I was delighted by a car accident, there is a scene where a drunk mechanic that was stealing tools wants his job back. And I said, we're so back. This is just the beginning of Loving the Bad Man.
I didn't even put that together. You're right.
and this guy who's asking for his job back from our like valorized hero later in the movie, the perfect father, the perfect ex,
the perfect bad man.
The drunk who wants his job back says, "I thought you Christians were supposed to be forgiving."
Mm-hmm.
Which was interesting. An interesting thing to say. He did not deliver it well, and he didn't. It wouldn't have been the right thing to give him the job back. I don't believe.
Steve, you've come in late. You've come in drunk, and I worked with you on that. But stealing our tools, that was it.
Man, I need this job.
And I need good employees.
But I thought you Christians were supposed to be forgiving.
I did forgive you, and I can help you overcome whatever afterward. But I don't have to employ you.
Man, I don't need that kind of help. I need money for my family.
Steve, it sounds like the only regret you have is in getting caught.
Are you going to give me my job back or not?
He definitely had a mistaken idea of what forgiveness means, which means accountability. Y'all, you can't just steal the tools and get your job back.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, and you can't, I mean, he wasn't like, please, I need it. He was like, fuck you, just give it back. He didn't say fuck you, but it was good. That was the vibe he was giving.
Yeah, if only he had thoughtfully and soberly looked him in the eye and said, I am so sorry for the things that I've done.
Yes.
He could have warmed that Christian heart, but he couldn't even manage to do that.
No.
This technically is a plot point that feeds into the central theme of the movie. I don't think it was necessary for the movie at all.
No, it wasn't.
Like, it definitely, like, they made it fit in because they were doing they were like, we need to have 17 elements and they all need to connect to each other.
Yeah.
It's like case, Christian Magnolia a little bit. Not really.
So, only like by accident, though.
Well, sure.
Like Magnolia's like, let's look at this like tapestry of characters that make up the life that is this movie. And this was like, oh, well, how are we going to explain that? And they can't just accept like, oh, sometimes crazy things just happen for crime and the audience will just move on. Like if the guy's getting jumped, like they could just be like, oh, that's a rough part of town or some nonsense like that. Instead, They have this whole scene where a guy is like drunk and mad. So then he ends up being the one that they imply kills Chris. Because that's okay. That's like a little bit of a spoiler. But
they kill him.
Chris is the perfect partner, and he is the boss here at the carpentry shop, not a mechanic. In my head, it was a mechanic at the time. It wasn't actually a mechanic. So a similar type of work that works with his hands, carpentry shop. And he gets jumped at some point, and then his partner, who secretly pines for Chris's wife, his wife Katie, he sees Chris right after he's been jumped, hit in the head, and decides he's gonna finish the job so that he can go after Katie. And he stabs him.
Oh.
And so Chris does not die right away, but he does go into a coma.
I want to point out that what you said is exactly right. I want to point out that they can't even have a guy die in the movie without there being like 3 elements connected to it. Like, oh, we suspect the mechanic who was mad at him earlier, and the characters are going to have that as a red herring. But also, he was mugged by some guys, but also his opportunistic ex-business partner, took the excuse to literally stab him in the heart. It's just like, let this man rest.
You should have at least stabbed him in the back while he was laying face down on the ground.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly restrained moment in the film with a lot of allegories that hit you right over the head. They were restrained enough not to literally stab him in the back. But it was also because they had to tie into this fucking heart thing.
Yes. Can't hit the heart. Can't hit the heart. So then they it ends up being, so here's the crazy thing, y'all. At the very moment that he is getting stabbed, Katie's water has broken.
Oh my God.
And she goes to the hospital, and we see Chris get rolled in on a stretcher, and then immediately following, Katie rolls in behind in a wheelchair. She's going into labor. And she asked the doctor how Chris is, and he was like, you can tell he's lying. He's like, he's alive, he's stable. Something along those lines. So she can give, not have that weighing on her while she's delivering her firstborn. So in the meanwhile, Chris is not stable. He goes into a coma. And then only when she has the baby and she's like come out of labor and is holding the baby, does her father-in-law, Chris's dad, come in and let her know the news with the doctor. And they're devastated. And then there's a very upsetting scene where she goes to see Chris and like lays the baby on his chest. And I was like, this is your father. It's like upsetting. Dancer in the dark type shit.
Yeah, it was this part was very sad. This whole section of the movie, I was like, they're turning on the fucking waterworks. Like, I found myself getting, sad because, I am, believe it or not, affected by media, even though I choose to watch very emotionally manipulative media constantly.
Yeah.
That's, part of the course. It's like, I do it because I'm firm. My convictions are firm. I will not be manipulated. The first into second act of this movie, that like half hour mark or, hour mark or whatever, was so manipulative. It was just like all these lingering shots of people like grieving the like kabuki drama-esque like level of tragedy that's just happened. Like he died right as my baby was born, and he was killed by, the man who pines over me, and I don't know it, and I'm crying, and my parents are looking at me and they're crying because they're seeing me cry. And
yeah.
Then, speaking of manipulation, one of the scenes, I know there's a lot of details here, but the scene after that where Chris's parents are trying to emotionally manipulate Katie into effectively killing her husband by signing away his organs was like so crazy to me, because
the way they were talking about it was very strange. It was like they were going to get money out of it secretly or something.
No, literally, because I was already feeling like my manipulation instinct was already like high because of what I had just seen. But then they get into this scene where I wrote down some of the shit they said. Chris's own parents of the man in a coma, basically imply that Katie is selfish and not trying to do her own will rather than God's will by not donating her husband's organs. Like, they have made a decision that what God wants them to do is donate his organs because he happens to have died in a state where his organs are preserved. And Katie's like, I don't want to kill him yet. Like, maybe he'll survive. Like, he's in a coma. And his parents are just like, well, is that your will or God's will? And it's like, you're saying like, let's kill. We believe it is now God's will to elect to kill our son.
Do you think they would want to wait like a week?
Yeah, no, they were like, chop him up. They were like, sell him for parts.
Chris always sought to help others. Wouldn't you think you want his legacy of helping to continue?
But you just don't understand.
I understand that if you do sign, the life that was in Chris will help benefit the lives of another person.
But what about my dream? I just know that Chris is going to do something wonderful for the Lord.
Are you sure it's God's will or your own? God has 1,000 ways of accomplishing his goals, even after Chris is gone.
I just don't know how you can do it. Chris was your only son.
If it'll save a life, I know that Chris will live again in the resurrection.
Well, can we choose who his organs go to?
No.
Well, what if we're saving the life of a bad person?
Oh, Katie, there's always hope that the gift of life will save a person in more ways than one.
And then that's when Katie has the first. That's when Katie has the first glimpse of this anxiety that if they did sell his organs, that maybe they would go to a bad man.
Yes. What if we're saving the life of a bad person?
Yes. And you know, she had so far in this movie, she's made a mistake. She loved the good man. She's got to have to learn how to love the bad man. Okay. I wrote this on Twitter when we posted our Loving the Bad Man episode. It's like a riff on another tweet, but I wrote, it's easy to love the good man, but do you have the courage to love the bad man?
So true.
That's what this movie is about.
She was
living on easy mode until God did her a favor by having her friend kill her husband. And now she gets to love the bad man. So let that sink in, people.
This is God's will.
Yeah, we've decided it's God's will. Just get him out of here. Scrap him for parts. He was a mechanic anyway, so he should understand. It's nothing personal. They also heavily imply, I mean, this is just some really like hack writing. Sorry, Jeff, no offense. But soon after that, the decision is made. They sign the forms. She says goodbye to her husband in that scene that you were already talking about. Soon after that, they're sitting around and they like get a ping. I don't really understand, like alerting them that like, you know, the heart has been used or whatever. They were like, your heart alert has gone off. It's like Amazon tracking. Yeah. On the donor app, they sent you a ping that was like, your heart is 5 minutes away from its destination. Like it's about to be used. And they're like, oh, that's great. And it says here, he was a hero. We'll get to that in a second. We haven't explained that yet. But, then they're like, the gift of life. This gift of life may save a person in more ways than one. Like they're already hinting like, It's not just that we're going to save a guy's life. Like, Chris's heart is a special heart. It's going to work. It's Christian magic on the recipient. Like, we know it's going to do that. Like, get ready, everyone. So I was like, oh, okay, you really hit me over the head with this one, but I'll believe it when I see it, you know?
God's plan.
Truly.
Yep. And before that, we're watching the tracking. It says to find out, or what I think one of the parents says, to find out some criminal got his heart would be disheartening. And I don't even think they meant it like that.
No, they didn't explain it.
So funny.
That was so funny. I forgot about that line. I was like, I replayed that back. I was like, it would be what now? They did not address it at all. They just moved on.
No.
If this is the kind of guy Chris's heart saved, a hero.
But if it isn't, I might be better off not knowing.
True. To find out that some criminal got his heart would be disheartening.
But they aren't disheartened because, as you pointed out, it went to a hero. Not an actual hero, but somebody who was made a hero because like a cop was going to investigate something, and then
he was a corrupt. Go on.
A drive-by shooting, and then the guy who got shot was also corrupt somehow.
Yes, he was going to meet with a corrupt cop who had previously witnessed him stealing a diamond necklace from a hotel room after his own art show. Because he is a jujitsu fighter, a fine artist, and a jewel thief. We did not even say this shit. This is what's happening in the first 20 minutes of the movie. He is a jewel thief, jujitsu painter. And he makes a deal with a corrupt cop who he previously outsmarted. The cop meets with him, and another drive-by shooting another shooting happens. What's his name? Chris in the movie? The actor's Clay. I don't remember the main character. Frank. Frank is his name. I should know this. Yeah, Frank. I don't even know if he does it on purpose, but he just gets in the way of the cop's bullet. And basically, in order to cover for the fact that they were both meeting there to do crime, when the real cops show up, the corrupt cop is like, "This man is a hero. He saved my life," a cop.
Yes.
And then he steals his money. And then he runs away. And it doesn't matter. I believe we never see that character again. It doesn't matter that there's been an entire fucking tangled web with him up to this point. It does not matter. Because we're about to see a movie about a heart changing someone from the inside out.
Right, because it was just a convoluted way to suggest that a guy who wasn't so great got shot being up to something that was not the best thing to be doing.
But it was only done to justify this anxiety that they were going to save a bad man because he was already a criminal. But then they were happy that he was a hero, and that provided the means to begin a relationship with him, even though the hero part was completely made up. It was just why? Why would you include this major detail? It was so confusing.
He has to be a hero because they thought so well of Chris, so they have to want to see what Chris's heart went to, since God must have had a plan for somebody so good as Chris to die.
Right.
And so then they were like, we should go visit the heart, as one does. And they got the info pretty easily of the person. I believe the doctor suggested.
Oh my God. That's another amazing scene.
That they go track him down.
That scene is fucking amazing. When Frank comes to light, he's recovering in the hospital. There's a random other doctor there, a heart surgeon who we've never seen before, who basically, in a similar manner that Katie was pressured to sell her husband's organs, the this doctor lays it on thick. Like he obviously doesn't say this, but he's basically saying like, you know, that guy whose heart you took, you should go have sex with his wife. She would really appreciate that. Like there's a whole scene where he's like, I don't want to do that. I think it'd be weird. He was like, no, you should check it out. You might be feeling different because the heart I put inside you is making you feel crazy. So you should go involve yourself in these people's lives. You do it. Like, do it.
We should make a porn parody of this where he has a dick transplant.
I wonder if such a film has been made. I almost wouldn't be surprised. I feel like, you know.
Just like, I'll never get to have sex with that perfect dick again.
I shouldn't keep giving away my ideas, but our friend Danny has this like this friend named, well, I won't say his name, but he's like a porn star who's very prolific, and I hung out with him, and he was just like really cool, and I was like, I need, like, when I make my movie, he should be the star, and there should be tons of unsimulated sex in the movie.
Yeah,
I need to do that. That's like my passion.
Amazing.
I want it to be
Great.
like after the movie that I make in the future. I want it to be like After the Hunt, but like way worse and with way more unsimulated sex.
Okay. I never saw After the Hunt.
I mean, it just kind of just came out on Amazon. You gotta watch it. I'm a huge fan. I loved it, which I don't think is like how everyone feels about it. I think some people are kind of mid on it, but it's like, I'm biased because it's like to my taste. It's like directed to what I like about movies. So yeah, I can't promise how or like everyone listen. I mean, you know,
right. I do want to see this.
You will definitely find something to appreciate. List. Maybe you'll really like it, like me, or maybe you won't like it as much. I think you'll definitely appreciate it. I would compare it to Tar or May December. And I love all those movies, so you know. But
yeah, I'll watch this. It's on Prime. I got Prime.
But see, I'm doing what future DIY auteurs should do. I've located a hunk, and I'm like, I'm gonna put this guy in the movie that he doesn't even know about.
Yeah,
but it's gonna happen. So now
I got a list of people I want to put in movie. Gotta have a list.
Gotta have a list. People learn from us. Have a list on your phone. Like, listen, I don't try to be didactic on the show. I try to, let people decide for themselves, but there's just a couple things you need to learn. One of them is keep a list of hot people on your phone. And they can be like character actors too.
You might
have
never thought of this before.
But. You might have never thought of this before. Look at hot people around you, write them with their names, addresses, phone numbers on your phone. Don't tell them, and think about the movie you want to make.
If you haven't considered it before, it can be very rewarding to look up hot people online.
It really can be.
Hot hearts. You know what? Speaking of tracking and following people and all this, I looked up the filming location for this movie.
Oh, yeah?
And it says Evansville, Indiana, USA, Tony's house. And then when you click on it, it goes to a spot in Evansville called Tony's house.
What?
Yeah. Here, I'll send you the link. It's crazy.
What? Yeah, I want to see where Tony's house is. They just doxed Tony.
We got to send this to Julian, too, because it is actually in Indiana.
Yeah, got a place for you to go.
Yeah, so that's Tony's house. That's
Tony's
where Tony
house.
Is.
Yes, one of those iconic Indiana spots.
And if you track that down, you will see where Frank tracked down. Actually, who tracks down who? I can't remember.
Oh my God. It is such a nightmare at this point in the film. I mean, we're already like, people are flying all over the world.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Almost to that point. That was really like, come on. So something happened. Whoever meets who, they're both into it. Frank and Katie. And then decide,
Katie tracks him. Katie tracks him down.
Yeah, and then they decide they're going to go out to eat, and literally she brings her 3-year-old daughter, I guess it's been a few years at this point. The doctor previously has been like, "You're doing well. It's almost like this heart was made for you." Turn, wink at the camera.
Jesus Christ.
No, he didn't wink at the camera, but might as well have.
May as well have.
And just she says, like, "This is the man that has your daddy's heart."
It's just fucking psycho. And then prompting her daughter to, 5 minutes later at dinner, put her ear to the man's chest, to Frank's chest, and say, like,
"Yeah,
I can hear daddy's heart beating." Like, dude, like, these people are so fucking manipulative. Like, everybody, this is a prime case of, like, Christians, I mean, just using like crazy emotional terrorism tactics to try to like get the word of the Lord in there. I mean, this is like the trope we've seen in Christian movies that we learned in God's Not Dead, of guys like literally missioning to someone who's just been hit by a car. Like, you're about to die, accept God right now. And they're like, "Can someone call a doctor?" And they're like, "Later. First, accept God into your heart." It's like that, but they're like, the woman's like, "No, this heart is going to make you a Christian." And, she's got her daughter in on it. And I feel like there was something else funny from that scene.
Yes, because just a minute or two before they're meeting at dinner, the doctor somebody says, sometimes when someone gets a heart transplant, they get more than just the heart.
That was the doctor.
On some of the previous owner's characteristics.
Sometimes when someone gets a heart transplant, they get more than just the heart.
What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes they actually start to take on the different characteristics of the donor, even their likes and dislikes.
That he said it like it's a medical fact.
Like,
I think there is some observable like cultural literature on that, like that crazy news story that I already discussed at the beginning. But like, I don't feel like medical doctors are out here being like, "This could make you feel like a different guy."
The soul is in the heart.
You should go fuck his wife. Oh, I wrote down a funny line from the scene of Katie and Frank meeting where Katie says to Frank, "Are you happy knowing that the heart comes from a good man?" It's like, lady, like I was gonna die. I was basically in death already. Like I didn't have time to think about that.
Yeah, it's not like he was like, "Next heart, what do you got?" No,
it's also like
man. Do you have a better man?
Yeah, do you have? Yeah, you got another heart in there, because I'm kind of tired of this one. That's like a salesman being like, they already sell you the thing, and they're like, "Aren't you glad you bought that from me?" It's like, yeah, I already bought it. You don't have to keep selling me. Your work is done. But it's very important to them to know that like the heart, that God has a plan. There's a reason why her husband died. It's like, there's a lot of anxiety about, life being chaotic and meaningless in this film. I mean, I would argue as a Christian that life is chaotic and meaningful, but I feel like this movie argues that life is completely ordered and meaningful, that there is actually a reason for every single action.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I guess that was kind of lost on me because the movie is not very well ordered.
No, ironically.
But yeah, I do think it's saying that. I think you're right.
I mean, he hasn't even gone on the mission trip yet, on the dueling mission trips yet. And we're an hour into talking this movie. How the fuck are we going to bring this thing home? I mean, I'm down. I'm in no rush. I'm down to keep chatting. I'm just like logistically wondering.
No, I know. They, so they do, once they go on the missions trip, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, you had a missions trip filmed ready to go, and like you took this long to get to it. Like, come on. But that's what they did.
Yeah, they go on a Francesca Fingernails style mission trip where like they're all like, everybody who's not on the bus, we're about to leave. And then the guy's like, no, I want to go on the bus. And like he leaves at the last minute.
I would love to see what Three Angels Power would do with this script.
A residency, some sort, I don't know what it would be called, but yeah, just like definitely a collaboration between like Jeff Johnson and the Three Angels. Like maybe they could write a script for Caleb to direct, and Jeff could write a script for them to direct. You know,
I want them to direct this script.
They should remake Echo Rhyme. They should do Echo Rhyme. That's a fantastic idea.
Caleb Johnson could still be in it.
God,
I feel like he's somebody I could imagine in the Cornwall.
This is the shit that like I wish I could just be like, here's $10,000. Like, please do this.
I know.
Like, I don't take 7 years. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, just do this, please. I want that so bad for myself.
I want that for you too.
Yeah.
And for me.
Well, of course. Of course.
Man.
But that would be awesome. But to get away, there's this whole fake. Oh God, there's a crazy faked death scene where he fakes a mugging and gets pretend shot with squibs.
Yeah.
So he can escape his former crime boss. This is Frank, of course, and go on this mission trip where he'll be out of the country, where he will never again see anyone from his current life, because he'll be somewhere completely remote. No one.
And for whatever reason, he's been feeling the need and desire to serve people a little more. Interesting.
Keep an eye on that. Interesting. No possible explanation for why that could be, but it's definitely interesting. He finds himself in some sort of South American country. I can't remember where.
Yeah, because they just say Central America.
Right.
And it's like, well, that's a number of countries. You could have just specified, but whatever.
Here we are in Central America. No, it's okay. Listen, people speak Spanish here. That's all you got to know. Because later on in the other completely separate, extremely convoluted plot where there's like a woman who's into him and steals his bandana, and so he gets like hunted by an enemy gang while on the mission trip. It doesn't matter. They all speak Spanish, so they're different than us. So it's good enough for you to know that we're in Central America. That's fine.
Over there. Other place.
Down there. It's down there somewhere.
This kind of goes back to the original story you were talking about. I was thinking when he got jumped and beaten up in Central America, I was like, man, is this because of the heart?
Is the heart drawing people to him?
Yeah, they're like certain situations that will just be replicated as long as you have this organ.
Yeah, you will serve others, and you will constantly be on death's door. I mean, Frank was like laid out, like knocked out cold like 6 times in this movie. Granted, one of them was fake that he arranged with the fake mugging. But I was just like, dude, this guy, like his blood is all different than it was at the beginning of the movie. Like,
yeah,
that can't be good for you. To always have attempted murders happen to you? Like, come on.
He becomes a stronger and better person as the movie goes on. So
yeah.
I guess it is good for you.
I guess it is.
And then this, after this, it leads to the car crash from the beginning of the movie.
Oh God!
Why did that happen? My notes are not good on that. I was just like, the car crash from the beginning.
I literally don't
crashed
know
into a river during a storm.
I will never know. I will never care. Oh, well, it kind of ties in because of the final revelation, the final revelation of the movie, which, to be honest, we're still like 5 revelations away from the final revelation of the movie.
Now
but there is a reason for that. I do believe it ties to the final scene of the movie. By the way, none of this explains why this film is called Echo Rhyme, but that's just, that's fine. We're accepting that. It's fine. God has a plan. But I guess like the big twist that I want to say that I think is most relevant is that while he's on the mission trip, Katie goes on a mission trip. She's currently gotten with her like ex.
Yes.
Who was the guy
who stabbed Chris.
Who literally stabbed Chris. We don't, she doesn't know what happened, of course. He is inserting himself into her life, and she's in a vulnerable state. But she wants to go on this mission trip. I guess everybody in this fucking town goes to the same town in Central America to mission. So who does she see there but Frank? They do this really obnoxious, like, I thought I knew someone who looked like you once. And he's like, maybe he had to protect you by leaving. It's like, guys, come on. Like, we got to move this thing along. This is an hour and 48 minutes long. I can't already handle the level of revelation that I've experienced. And I have a feeling there's more to come. So can we just get through this? I would say advice to, upcoming DIY auteurs, maybe like all the revelations you want to do. You know that famous, what Coco Chanel is said to have said, before you leave the house, like take off 2 pieces of jewelry or whatever.
No,
I'm blanking it, but that, that's a thing that like women and gay guys know about. It's like,
okay.
It's like the premise is like you get all excited to go out, you put on all your fanciest stuff, and then before you leave, you take off like 2 things.
Okay. Yeah. Less is more.
Less is more. And your instinct is to want to do everything you want. So showing a little restraint is more. So I would say I would do that with plot revelations in your script. Like write your script and then cut like 2 of the 18 plot twists that you have in your film.
Yeah,
please.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I'm being very generous here. I don't want to quash your creativity. I'm just saying it's hard to handle.
You gotta kill your babies.
Mm-hmm. Gotta kill your business partners.
And by babies, I mean business partners, so that you can steal their wife.
Yes. But let's, Katie and Frank cannot be kept apart, even across an ocean, even on a 4-hour flight or whatever to a random town in Central America, unspecified. They will find each other in any lifetime.
That's right.
And this is when Frank is starting to pick up on some things, on some patterns, I feel.
Yeah. Like what?
Well, I just remember he calls like the police, and we speak to a policeman who we haven't seen since like the 10-minute mark of the movie. And he's like, okay, so call me, my name is Frank, but call me Paul. It's like, all right. And, he basically is just like, I can't come back to America, but listen, you got to arrest this guy's ex. I suspect him of stabbing her husband. And I know because, I have insider knowledge about the murder. But I think he was like, how did he actually die? And I was like, well, he got stabbed, but that was not what they were paid to do. They were not paid to stab him.
Yeah.
They were paid to beat him down. So something else happened that was outside of his control. So, he kind of has to confess and come clean. And, he ends up going home basically to atone for his sins. He gets jumped in Central America by a Central American gang. And he's like recovering for 3 days, and like she stays by his side. It's, oh God, it's, cementing their, the fact that they're obviously going to be together in the end. But
and she's like reliving this trauma where the person she loves gets to live this time. So that can only further cement their bond.
Yeah, totally. That's a great Riz tip. Women love when you're laid up in the hospital for several days. Just saying.
There you go. Get hurt more.
Get hurt more. Get out there. Get hurt.
Let
Pay
yourself
ruffians.
be taken care of.
Pay ruffians to lay you out so that you can be taken care of. It's worth it. You'll bounce back. You're young.
And if you don't, your heart will go to a good man.
Yeah, your heart will go to a better person than you. Or someone who will be made better as a result of you.
And your heart will get to experience getting it in with your love interest.
Yeah. It might be in a different body, but like you'll still be satisfied. your heart will still experience it. This kind of reminds me that it's funny to note the similarities between Two to Tangle and Echo Rhyme. I mean, Echo Rhyme is more ambitious, but there's still, Two to Tangle has a tangled web as well. There's twins who don't realize they're twins separated at birth, played by the same actor, who get mixed up on a date because they happen to be at the same restaurant at the same time for different reasons. And then, she, the female lead of Two to Tangle, is also like pretending to be someone else so she can like catch her boyfriend out while she's flirting with like his twin.
Yeah.
They love that. They love like the secret family connection, mistaken identity. That's like a big theme.
I feel like I would be curious to know Jeff Johnson's past love life.
I'd be very curious.
Like, why are there two different scenarios he has come up with where it's like where it takes two to tangle?
Let's get him on the show.
I have his phone number.
Yeah, we have his phone number. Yeah, let's disturb a guy for no reason by involving him in our tangled web of associations. No.
Time collectors. We get him for time collectors.
Get him for time collectors. He could lay it all. We can understand what inspires these stories. We don't know.
We'll just ask him what his favorite, most complicated movie is, and have him on for that.
Yeah, explain. Think of the most complicated movie that you love. Explain why it's good, and why is that also your favorite movie? I would like to know.
Leave no stone unturned.
No, not at all. Not with Jeff. And this sets up for sort of the final arc of the movie where Frank comes home from the mission trip, and the web is really revealed. He gets Katie's ex arrested. They just like take his word for it and arrest him for the murder.
Which is only fair because they took Katie's ex's word for it when he said to a very lazy detective, it was probably Chris's ex-employee who was mad. And then the detective was like, and the other guy? And he's like, probably Chris's loser of a father. The detective goes, that sounds like a good lead. I'll get on that.
Uh-huh.
Chris fired an employee who took a swing at him the other day.
What was his name?
Steve. I can't remember his last name.
Wilson. Steve Wilson.
And the other guy?
Probably his loser of a father.
That sounds like a good lead. I'll get on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of honor system happening with this police force.
Yeah.
Well, a guy called and he had a hunch. So, but
That's
in this case, it was a good bad man with a good hunch. So we're rooting for it.
The good bad man.
And this sets up for really the final scene of the movie. I know I'm kind of rushing through it, but there's a lot of shit here. But this sets us up for sort of the final scene of the movie where it's all really revealed who is who, why they are brought together. And it connects to the car crash in the very beginning of the film. But why?
But why? I don't even remember what the car crash had to do with anything.
I do.
Oh, go. What did it have to do with? I remember the big reveal. I do not remember the point of the car crash.
You know what? Actually, I guess I kind of don't either. I don't really, because the thing is, this is a flaw of the movie. When we're seeing the first car crash, like we don't have, like we're about to meet so many people that it's like, why would my mind create an association for this person?
Right.
I guess I can only really confidently speak to the reveal at the end. I don't really remember what has to do with the car crash. But the thing is that Katie's mom was in a car crash. No. Chris's mom. What was his name? Steve?
Yeah.
Chris? The parents of the dead guy.
Yes.
The parents of Katie's husbands.
Yes.
The mom.
She was in a car crash a long time ago. It turned out this car crash was from long ago. That's why they showed it in the beginning.
It's with her ex and her baby.
Yes.
The baby died in the car crash, or so she thought.
So she
thought. That baby was actually Frank, whose real name is Paul. He's like, ask him what his name really is. Paul. So it turns out that not only did Frank kill Steve, I guess I'm going to call him, he killed his own brother, married his brother's wife, was saved. The heart was made for him. It's because it was his brother's heart.
Yeah, his stepbrother.
I guess so.
Was it?
They had the same mother. They had the same mother. Half brother.
Yeah, half brother. Yeah, not stepbrother. My bad. Half brother.
No, I know what you mean. They have the same mother. They share DNA in common.
Because her original husband died. She thought the baby was lost. They never found the body. Somebody else found the body.
And it was before she was a Christian. So the guy was kind of bad. And I think the father was who introduced him into a life of crime. And he also had a brother who works with him.
And this is a good Christian trope too, because it's like, oh, well, he had a crazy upbringing without his real father. So that's why he isn't part of a life of crime. Now you understand.
So he's in the life of crime. And also a Christian movie trope that's basically just like, you are the same person, but your circumstances can make you a good man or a bad man. I mean, I think to some degree that's true in life, but I also don't think it's that simple. And I think a lot of Christian movies would have us believe it is that simple.
Yeah.
I think there's a very strong, I don't know. It's weird. As I'm saying this, I don't actually know how strong this argument is, but it's like, I feel like Christian movies go between the nature and the nurture argument, like when it suits them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this movie is like a great example of that because it sort of explores both. It's like the circumstances in which you were raised can make you a bad man, but also your heart contains your soul and it will like turn anyone into a good man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's very weird. It's like the worst of both. It's like the worst of people who believe in like nature and the worst of people who believe is nurture. It's like,
and because we are proper cinnamon files, we would have understood that without Caleb and Jeff explaining things so much.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Shut up. Oh, speaking of explaining things, and also speaking of way too many illusions, I wrote this down. Here's my explanation of the ending for the movie. So first of all, Frank's name is Paul. Okay. Can we think of another movie that references the Saul and Paul story where a bad man turns into a good man? That's right. Kevin Sorbo's Let There Be Light, where his character's name is Saul, but spelled S-O-L, which also means light. But it's referencing the Saul and Paul story where Saul becomes Paul after he's found Christ and he's healed from his blindness in the Bible story, but that's obviously a metaphor. In this movie, his name is Paul, and that's revealed once he's found himself. But what's also insane is that it's his reveal at the end is not just a Saul and Paul illusion. It's also a Jesus's resurrection illusion because his mom says, like, my son who was dead is now alive again.
Right.
Which is obviously a reference to Jesus. And he's also like the prodigal son because he was like a son who was like lost in the world and then like reunited with his parents. It's like, you're doing too much. Like, just pick one.
Then there's a moment too where once she realizes this, she says to her current husband, your son is why my son is alive, which is a strange way to phrase that but they were both her son. But it was
that is really weird.
Presented in the way as like, because you're the patriarch, he's yours first, and it would be your right to reject him. Like that was kind of like an implied in the moment.
Yeah.
And there's like a pause and he's like, get over here. He doesn't
oh
say
my
it
God.
like that, but he basically does.
You're so right. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that scene was very strange. Their definition, their familial definitions, are very rigid in this movie, even though like everybody's each other's like secret brother.
Yeah, and who knows who you've swapped fluids or parts with, So
if I could offer a note to this movie, I think he should have been revealed to be Katie's brother.
Ooh,
and so they couldn't fuck because the reason they loved each other was because they were brother and sister. That would have been awesome. But hey, what can I say? I'm not Jeff Johnson. I will never be Jeff Johnson. So I'm just a fan,
But you could have his heart.
If I got his heart. Guys, I am raising money right now for a heart transplant. But before I put up the GoFundMe, I have to find out Jeff Johnson's asking price.
First, we're gonna need to start a small crime syndicate from afar around Tony's house in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay, Julian's there right now, scouting it out.
That's right.
That's why he's in Indiana and not on this episode right now.
He's felt compelled to do it with the heart we've transplanted in him while he was passed out.
His natural drive has been activated. So first we need to start a crime syndicate. Then we need to find out how much money Caleb wants in exchange for Jeff's heart. Then we need to fake a mugging, blah, blah, blah. Then we need to have the surgery. Then I get the heart. Then I can write movies as good as Jeff.
That's right.
And then I can add in the weird incest subplots that I want. But I have the DNA of Jeff, so like I start with a strong foundation.
Yes.
That will make it good. That will make it really good.
Well, I think we figured out everything we need to today.
I sure do. I think we did. I mean, the good news is, though, if anyone after listening to this wants to watch Echo Rhyme, I think we left out about 3 important plot points.
Probably.
I don't remember them, but like, I'm pretty sure they were in there.
Also, like, we could explain it all day, and maybe no particular thing they did was new to a movie, but definitely the way he put it together was new to me.
Oh my God, yeah. Undeniable.
And not like in a way that I would say works, but I mostly understood what happened by the end of it, so
yes.
Maybe it did.
To reiterate
I do think the way he made the movie and wrote it, or the way that honestly that Jeff wrote it, more so than how Caleb directed it, he is thinking like, and then the 4th time you watch this, you'll pick up on whatever.
Yep. It rewards repeat viewings.
Yeah, like I think if we watched it again right now, the opening would be make much more sense.
Well, yeah, sign me up. I can't think of anything else I would like to do right now better than watching that one again.
Especially when you got to watch Austin Powers 2 now.
Yeah, I have to watch Austin Powers 2 now. But here's a compliment about this movie. It rewards repeat viewings. Here's a criticism of this movie. You're not going to want to watch it again. So we're sort of in a catch-22 here. So I guess my final question, really, why the fuck was this called Echo Rhyme? Does that mean anything to you?
But doesn't echo have something to do with the way your heart beats? It's like a term.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to Google Echo Rhyme because that means something. Okay, so here's something I thought of. Echo and rhyme, those are like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like when you are speaking in call signals over a radio and you have to say letters. You say like, Bravo, Delta, like, those words, like Alpha, Bravo. I used to know all those because for tech support, I had to know them for like reading serial numbers over the phone.
Gotcha.
I know Echo is E, and I can't remember what R is, but it might be rhyme. Bravo, Charlie, Delta. What is that called? I'm going to look this up. It's just like, it's the NATO phonetic alphabet. The radio radiotelephony spelling alphabet. It's like an approved like English. Oh, so R is not rhyme. That my theory is shot down. In the NATO alphabet, R is Romeo. So echo rhyme, I was like, maybe that means ER because they're always going to the fucking hospital.
Yeah, because like
that was
echo,
like literally what I thought.
Echo can be short for echocardiogram. It's an ultrasound of the heart.
That's
that
fine.
Uses sound waves to create moving images and assess heart structure and function.
I mean, that is a fine theory. It's probably a little more solid than mine because we can't like I just don't know where the rhyme comes from. I mean, an echo and a rhyme. An echo is something that happens twice. A rhyme is also something that happens twice. You know?
Right.
Like an echo, you hear a sound and you hear it repeated back to you. A rhyme is, a sound of a word that's repeated a second time. Both of these things require a second thing. So
like
maybe
the
that's
movie,
what this is
it's
from?
confusing.
Like the movie, it's very, very confusing. But if I search for the words echo rhyme, I can't find any evidence that these words have been used together other than for this movie.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I'll call Jeff later this week.
Yeah,
maybe on
give
Thanksgiving.
Jeff a call. Can we watch the 15-second video that I sent?
Yeah.
I just remembered that right now.
Okay. Yeah, good
call. Yeah, see if you can pull it up. It like
this video.
It contains very little information.
Great, perfect. Just like the movie wall campaign.
I'm looking through the Echo Rhyme Facebook.
Information as well. Okay.
Definitely. I'm looking through the Echo Rhyme Facebook to see if I can learn anything else, but go on.
How do I play this freaking thing? So Ash has sent to our chat a video from Facebook from the premiere of Echo Rhyme.
I had it turned off. Say something.
Joanne is filming you right now.
Hi, Caleb. Can you see me? Congratulations. Hope you're having a good time. Learning more there.
For coming out.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Okay, so that was the face and voice of Jeff Johnson and Caleb Johnson on his telephone at the Echo Rhyme premiere.
And he has it flipped around, so it's like, if you're talking to somebody and you're like looking at the screen and you can see them and they can see you. It's like he was in that mode and then he just flipped the phone around instead of just hitting the camera flipping thing so he can still tell what he's looking at.
That's really funny. I didn't even think about that. It's also funny that by the way he's positioned, he kind of has to like interpret for Caleb. Like people are speaking to Caleb on the phone and he's like, Jeff is like, he says thank you. I feel like there's maybe a better way to do that, but perhaps Caleb could not make the premiere of Echo Rhyme. He was on a mission trip in Central America.
Yeah.
Perhaps. And, Jeff.
Recovering from a heart transplant.
Possible. Also very possible. Jeff showed up. But, a handsome pair. They're good looking guys.
And we love that they work together. And there was another Johnson who was an executive producer on this, I noticed.
Really?
Lorraine Johnson. I don't know if that's Jeff's wife or Caleb's wife.
What?
But
Lorraine Johnson.
A family affair. Which we love. Actually, there's been a bunch of new Wright family movies.
Oh man, we should catch up.
Not that we need to cover all of them, but
not all of them, but like we should,
maybe
tune into what they're doing.
Maybe. All right, let's rate this thing.
Let's rate the damn thing. Echo Rhyme. There's many mysteries left unsolved, but what can we do?
This
what do we think?
Probably had the most plot twists of a movie I've seen this year. Period. For this podcast or other, maybe more than necessary, but It took a little bit of ramping up to get to my favorite parts, but they did happen, and there were some great parts. So I'm going to have to give this just a few short miles out of a few short miles, running from home, immediately following my wife saying, "Don't go far. I feel like my water could break at any moment."
I'll be back soon, hun. Just going on a short run.
Wait. I feel like something's gonna happen.
We'll get excited when your water breaks.
Where are you running to?
Just down Jackson and over to Adams, okay? Just a few short miles.
He's like, I have to clear my head. Okay, hold on. You saying that made me realize something. The last 2 films we've watched, Echo Rhyme and Guard Dog, both feature moments of extreme drama where a character is like, I don't care, I need to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Like in this movie, he needs to clear his head. He's going through a lot of stress. He's like, yeah, I know your water's going to break soon, but it probably won't break in the next half hour. It does. In Guard Dog, it's like, son, your mom is dying. I'm a little stressed out. I need to get out of here. You're in charge. What trope is that? We don't know.
But we'll figure it out in the most convoluted way that we can.
Yeah, we sure will.
What's your rating, Ash?
As for me, I am going to rate this movie. Wow, I have a really obscure rating, actually. 7 out of 7 Buffalo Nickels. There's a scene early in the movie. There's a scene really early in the movie. This is so nonsense. Where they're counterfeiting coins, and the brothers are like, Frank and his brother are like, there used to be 5 approved something Buffalo Nickels in under currency, like now there are 7. And they're like, they were approved by an expert, so that means we're not frauding. It's so stupid. It's crazy. I can't believe how much plot we went through for that to not be what the movie was about whatsoever.
That's right. It was like a heist thing.
It was like a heist
I just want to
movie.
shoot a heist.
He was wearing a tuxedo at his art show. And stealing diamonds from hotel rooms while people were sleeping and hiding under their beds. It was crazy. Well, nothing that can be done about it now. That's Echo Rhyme, folks.
That is Echo Rhyme. And you can see it on YouTube or Tubi. I'd say watch 2 to Tangle first. And if you enjoy it, consider giving Echo Rhyme a try.
Definitely.
I would not go the other way, though, because then that might prevent you from watching 2 to Tangle.
I would agree. I think we accidentally did it the right way. And, hey, listen, we may have had some criticism for the Johnsons' film, Echo Rhyme, but ultimately I would say, we like it. We are fans. And listen, they made 2 to Tangle a great film. So I will always be a fan. That's just for real. That's just on God. Yeah, well, I guess at this point of the show, I just want to thank everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed our review of Echo Rhyme and maybe even want to check it out yourself. Stay here at boysbiblestudy.com. Check out that site to subscribe and watch all of our other free episodes, or listen rather to all of our other free episodes. And if you want Boys Bible Study content every single week and you want to support us, please go to patreon.com/boysbiblestudy. Subscribe and you get access to our whole catalog of bonus episodes and new content every single week. Also, shout out to our patron saints, our generous patrons, Nicole, Marissa, Jeff, Mark, and Alex. Thanks so much for your support. Also, our outro music is the song Oh My God by Mary. So from all of us here at Boys Bible Study, myself, Ash, my co-hosts, Scott and Julian, we would like to say, peace be with you.
And also with you.
And also with you. That's my pitch.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I feel your love in me, it's coming from within. Oh my God, my devotion is so unwavering. Divine emotions when you enter me.